All right, today is the day. We're going to put metal to metal today. I apologize, it's already been a couple of days and I haven't gotten back to y'all, but you know, is that a scratch on the lens? Oh man. Hopefully you guys can't see that scratch on the lens because I don't even know how that happened. So, as far as stick welding goes, simple. You got this, which is the ground, and you got this, which is the, what do they call this thing? I forgot, but I'll look it up and let you know. And of course, you need this right here. Electrode, stick, SMAW, shielded metal arc welding. These are 6013s because that's all I could get delivered at the time. So yeah, off camera, I ground down a couple of these bad boys right here and a couple of these to practice welding on. I didn't buy the little squares that they sell in packages where you can practice on them because I just did this. As you can see, I cannot cut that straight, so yeah, we'll have to improve that. But was able to get a couple of triangles, and maybe I'll stick these in like this and try and weld them like that. Gonna use this bad boy right here to weld. First time I'm ever doing it. You'll also be needing this and this. Won't be needing this. If you didn't watch my last video about the introduction of this welding journey, you can see it in a link right here or down below, I guess. I don't know why I'm pointing, like you need direction to where the links are. I did talk about all of these safety gear and everything needed for welding and introduction to the welder and everything like that. Today is the day. We're gonna weld. Enough talking, let's weld. Let's get dressed. How's that? Here we go. Can you even hear me through this mask? Whoa. Whoa. So obviously you also need a pair of these. It'd be nice if I had a fancy welding table, but I do not. I don't even have like a slab of metal I can put all this stuff on. So we're gonna do it on the ground. Mechanics gloves. These are my favorite gloves to use for like automotive work and just, you know, general like gloves around the house. The other day I was at Costco and these things were like $6.50 each for like a pair, so they were like 13 14 bucks or something like that, and so I bought another pair. But yeah, does anybody else have like 900 pairs of gloves everywhere for all different purposes? I play ice hockey, ride motorcycles, they need gloves, work on cars, you need gloves. Even during this craziness of 2020, you need gloves to go to the grocery store, like latex ones. Okay, I don't wear latex gloves to the store, I just wash my hands a lot. But some people you see wear gloves to the store. And while we're on the subject of craziness during 2020, I finally got delivery of these bad boys right here from, I guess a random company on Amazon. It only took 6 weeks. Another thing I picked up the other day was this metal clamp right here. I don't have a welding table to clamp this to or anything like that. I figured I still clamp the little pieces of metal so that there's a little bit of weight to it and so that it doesn't run around and move. First things first, safety list. Then we'll get started welding. I've got a breathing apparatus, AKA a respirator. I've got the shield so that I can save my eyes. The gloves. Got the ground ready to clamp to the work piece. Anything else? Yo, you guys let me know down below what you guys felt the first time you ever welded, if you had instruction, because I don't have any instruction, no coach over my shoulder or anything like that. So it's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit because one, I want to be safe because I don't want to burn the house down. And two, you have no idea how you're going to weld. It could be this ugly, crazy, blobby blob, or it could be something kind of nice. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, settings. I don't know if you can hear me all right over this crazy loud fan that's always on. As you saw, I literally just turned it on and it's already blowing crazy loud. So I guess automatically it needs cooling because it runs hot. I don't know. So as far as settings go for stick welding, I've seen people do it a couple different ways. Some people go by a chart, which you can look up online, and other people go by trial and error. So basically, I guess they have enough experience to know, hey, if I'm welding 1/8 inch metal, they start, you know, wherever and then kind of get and kind of hone these airplanes. Wowzers. That coupled with the fan. Yeah, so they go off of experience and say, hey, I'll start in this range, and then kind of hone in on exactly where they need to be to get the puddle to look exactly as they want it, which I have no clue how it needs to look, but we're gonna find out. So because of that, I'm gonna start a little low, and you know, if it looks ugly right out the gate or whatever, I'll make some adjustments and those kinds of things and kind of up the amperage. And also, I'm plugged into the wall here at 110 volt, because I'm using the lower end of this welder. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily blow the circuit out right out the gate if it is too much to run. But so far it's on, so hopefully it runs okay. So as far as amperage goes, for this 1/8 inch mild steel that I have already set up, got to put it on stick welding, obviously. And as far as amperage goes, I'm going to set it up at 80, just to kind of get a low start. And it is set up for, as far as I understand, it is set up for DCEP, which means direct current electro positive. I think it's direct current. All right, almost there. Wow. Literally as I press record, the plane wants to fly by again. This is craziness. How is one supposed to record in this kind of setting where they gotta stop every 10 minutes for an airplane? When you live in a flight path, it's like crazy because like there's just so much noise from the airplanes during the day. Okay, so gloves on, respirator is ready, the welding helmet is ready. I checked to make sure that the sensitivity goes up and it is on weld and not grind. So as far as welding goes, it's the simpler of all the processes, I guess I would explain it as, because there's no gas, you don't have to get tungsten, no hoses to hook up or anything like that. You just get your electrode, you get your stinger is what it was called, and you get the ground and you connect, and there you go. You touch your material, that's it. Let's weld.
I don't know how well you can hear me, but
Wow, this metal is pretty hot from the little bit that I welded right here. That was the ugly weld to begin with right there. I had a hard time striking the weld. Every time I touched the electrode to the metal, it would literally just like light up and then glue itself to the metal. Then I started to kind of scratch it across, which is the other method that I've heard. There's I guess striking and scratching, and that seemed to work better. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of bubbling all over the place, so I'm not sure if that's a good weld in that sense, if it's making good contact. It looks like it is melting the end of it a little bit. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm gonna keep trying. First stick down. Let's see if we can't get this to light up better. So I'm gonna take this down to 60 and try it out this time. Just curious what it's gonna look like and how it's gonna work. Hold on, I gotta get all the respirator stuff off. Hold on, do you guys see that? Look at that. This is welded. How is that welded to the lower section when I'm just trying to run beads? What? Is that crazy or is that crazy? It went all the way through? How does it go all the way through? Wow. Let's hit it with a hammer. That really is welding. Y'all explain to me how that happened. What I was trying to do was I was trying to reclamp this, and then I discovered that it actually welded through, but I can't tell you if it was with the 80 amps or the 60 amps. It's like flames coming off that at the end. I really wish I could tell you if it welded together with the if it welded the metal underneath it with 60 amps or if it was just the 80 amps. That last weld right there with 60 amps got really, really red and hot, and it was kind of flaming towards the end of the weld, of the bead. Hard to say. Down goes another stick. All right, so everybody always says to clean your material before you start welding, but from what I understand, in stick welding, you don't have to do all that. However, on that first piece, half of it was cleaned, and I felt like there was just tons and tons of splatter everywhere. Obviously, I'm not used to it. So the other half, there wasn't as much, and that was when I went down to 60 amps, so it's kind of hard to know what was what. So I did go ahead and clean another half a piece, and then I'm gonna weld through this as well, from the cleaned metal to the, I forgot what they call this. Somebody let me know what they call this. I mean, it's gonna come to me any minute now. Okay, never mind. As you can see, so this was my second piece that I haven't finished welding straight line beads on. And then as I was trying to prep and clamp that piece to the first piece, I guess it kind of came apart. And wow, that's crazy. So, I don't know if you can get that. All right, so there you see all of the, you know, how the heat goes through the welds. I don't know if you can see that one little dot right there is where it like spot welded itself to the other bar. And that held pretty strong. That one little spot held pretty strong because I couldn't pull it apart. I was trying to pry it apart. But yeah, so it was the 80 amp that blew through the top and literally spot welded itself right there. All right, so in my rookie newbie action, I was trying to focus on going straight, so much so that I didn't actually pay attention to what it looked like and how it felt as far as the clean metal and the dirty, uncleaned, and the other metal. But let's take this off and see if it welded through or not. Moment of truth. Oh, okay, so it did not go, wow. Okay, it's hot, it's really hot. It's still really hot. All right, so yeah, that edge piece, the edge right there, definitely blew it out. This last one right here, held it over here for a really long time to see what it looked like. Got really red hot, and it did go all the way through, but it didn't weld it to the other piece. So maybe it was the 80 amps that did melted. I guess I could try 80 amps again and see if it will weld it to it. Okay. That's enough welding for the day. I mean, it's hot out here, and so, yeah, there's only so much welding that you can do. I mean, I didn't go through a lot of sticks. These were the sticks. You guys tell me if I went too short, left too much. I mean, when it got down to like here, it was already a little too hard to weld. Like, yeah, so. And then another thing that happened was I was actually trying to gain a little bit more stability while I was welding, and I was leaning, I guess, my finger up against the ground clamp, and believe me, I felt it. So yeah, I got a little scorchy. Is it supposed to do that? You guys tell me, because I don't know. This is all new to me, so I don't know if this is like, out of the ordinary, or if it's like, I don't know if this, the things that I'm going through, I'm telling you about because first I want you guys to know what it's like to weld for the first time, and this is all new to me, so who knows. Let me know if this is too long or if this is too short. So a couple of notes about my first time welding. First things first, a lot of freaking heat. Ask me how I know. Obviously you saw that these couple of pieces right now, and this, I don't know, we're talking a good half hour later or whatever, they're still slightly warm to the touch. Like warm enough to where if you like really laid on it and left your hand there, it might still be a little too hot. So you guys let me know again in the comments if it's if that's ordinary or if that's unordinary. But I didn't clean them up, so I will show them to you here. This is I didn't grind them, I didn't wire brush them, I didn't anything. I did wire brush them. I didn't power wire brush them. I brushed them with the wire brush after the fact to get the slag dirt off. This was my very first one. Whoa, 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 whoa. The edge one right here is the very, very first one. And then if you remember, there was that little spot weld where I accidentally tacked it to the piece of flat bar underneath it. And these are all the straight beads from the second piece. I don't know. I can't tell you how it did. I started at 80 amps, it went down to 60. The 80 amps is what tacked the, when you hold it in one spot too long, it literally burns through the 1/8 inch mild steel and tacked itself to the flat bar underneath it. The 60 amps did not go through, but there was a couple of spots here on the end where if you hold it a little too long, it literally pits it pretty bad. And then you can see it like wants to go through it. Hopefully that's in focus. So in conclusion, what do I think about these? Not a big fan so far. I don't know, I have no reference, but basically what I can tell was that at first it was really, really hard to strike. You couldn't get it to, it kept wanting to glue itself, weld itself to the material, and you'd have to like, pull it off, and I'd have to wait for my shield to come back in so I can see and all that. I felt like this really wasn't knocking the slag off too good. This works beautifully. Gloves got dirty really, really quickly. And this bad boy, I really have no reference, so I can't tell you if I like it or not. I mean, it does its job. It's really loud with the fan. That's a little bit annoying, I guess. I guess to be determined. Because I can't give you an answer on whether or not I really like this or not, it does its job, and how well it does it, I can't tell you. So stay tuned and peep me out in the next one while I continue to weld and find out more about this and understand how to weld cleaner. You probably can't see that. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Look at all that. You know where this comes from? This is literally like, you see that? How great. Yeah. How is that even possible? I mean, it's a welding jacket. It's a shop jacket. Who cares? But look at that.